So I'm at the Centro Cultural Refugio in Tlaquepaque, and this was a home for children that don't have parents. Centro Cultural Refugio. It's a sanctuary that was built for orphans back in I think it was around 1750 by the then bishop of the Catholic Church, and now it's turned into a cultural center. This part of Mexico, Tlaquepaque, is famous for its pottery, so part of this facility has been turned into a museum that I'd like to show you that has pottery from the area and also some other parts of Mexico. So growing up in California, we're used to these color combinations. It's just part of our culture. As you probably know, California used to be part of Mexico, and we're also see this not quite as much, but they celebrate the Day of the Dead here, and so you see it in all the pottery and symbolism. Here's a fun little, and this is all pottery, by the way, a scene from. Not sure with the date on it, but you can see there it's for chickens fighting. There's really a lot here, and it's definitely worth a visit while you're in Tlaquepaque. And by the way, you don't need to pronounce this. Just click the link below this video, and there'll be links to this place along with the next few places I'm going to show you at Vagabond Buddha. But this is, I haven't seen this pottery in this part of Mexico before, but you see it in, I've seen it in the Yucatan, but it's definitely one of my favorite, very lively and colorful. Here's a fun piece. And it just goes on here. Very creative, colorful, and it's the same adobe clay underneath all of these. These are just painted. And so they're famous for this, and this is a nice collection. We've seen this pole all over Latin America. For holidays, the children, they put toys up on the top here, hanging from like a little cross, and the children have to figure out a way to get up there without killing themselves to get whatever toys are on top. But this is for adults here. It's alcohol at the top. Really nice colors, and there's a whole level of sophistication that you'll see here that you don't see that often. It is all from Mexico, of course, but this almost has an Asian look to it. This one has all the important symbolism for Jalisco, this state in Mexico. You have the agave plant and the original people's clothing and pottery, and just the life here in Mexico, this part of Mexico. Just going to walk you down this hall, but look at this cat. Really fun stuff. So pottery, just all sorts of different kinds of expression. This is the other end of that long hall. I've skipped some rooms there on the right, as you can see. I'm going to get to this modern section I wanted to show you. There's a couple more older pieces, and then also this construction looks real familiar to us. We spent some time in Peru, and of course Peru is part of the New Spain, if you will, or the Spanish colonial empire. And so this resembles many of the mansions that the wealthy lived in. This building we're standing in, it's done quite well, very thick walls. And okay, so now we're entering the modern section, so you can get a feel for what's coming out of this area now in terms of work. All right, so thanks for joining me in this pottery exhibit, and now we're going to wander a little closer into Old Town Tlaquepaque and see what else is happening. So this is the inside of the outside of the museum we were just in, so you can get an idea of what it looks like when you're driving up. And you'll notice this, I'm calling it a museum, but It was an orphan refuge built by the bishop, as I mentioned. It's an entire city block. And so it resembles the colonial cities where one family would have an entire block and the whole thing would be surrounded by a castle wall, or walls anyway. So from the cultural center, which is just a block up that way, you come south about 2 blocks and look for the church down there, which is where we're heading. There's some delicious it's iced milk maybe, I'm not sure. It's delicious though. All different flavors right next to this sanctuary here that we've been walking towards. And so this is the Our Lady of Solitude Sanctuary. And Tlaquepaque, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. That's the little village we're in. It's been annexed. It's part of Guadalajara now. And then we'll sneak over there and see St. Peter's. It's another church on this square. But let's go in here and see what it looks like first. Wow, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Wow, the detail on these columns are amazing. They're stone, and then at the top you can see like a little wooden banister. Just a lovely church. I'm really surprised. Just a lot of money spent here. It's gorgeous. So, across, if you will, from the sanctuary, you have San Pedro, or St. Peter in English. This church was started in 1670, and it took 170 years to complete. So it's had some, and for that reason, there's 4 different styles of architecture. There's Roman, there's Baroque, Byzantine. There's one other one I can't remember right now, and it's on a park, which I'll show you in a moment. This one's a little more modest, if you will, than the previous church. Shouldn't make any difference to worshippers, I suppose. So I'm in the center plaza here, El Jardin Hidalgo. It's of course named after the father of Mexican independence, Hidalgo, and that's St. Peter's over there. And I'm in a really cool gazebo in the center of the garden plaza. And around here somewhere is a statue of Hidalgo, which I haven't located. I was going to show it to you, but there's people selling plants and art and food, and everything's here but Hidalgo. But this is the namesake. So there's the Hidalgo Garden Plaza, and we're going to head 2 blocks east from there. As you can see, Mexico is a daily celebration, and rightfully so. They've got a really good life here. What do you think, Chung Hoi? You like this little town?
Yeah, it's a very cute little town, and when you are here, you have to go to, what is the first place that we went?
The ice cream, or the pottery place?
The ice cream.
I actually filmed it, so it's in this film. They can see the front of the store.
Oh, the coconut ice cream is so great. They have coconuts, the
little bits.
Yes.
Yeah, it's delicious. And so it's hardly even a day trip when you're in Guadalajara to do this little area, but it's worth it. Sometimes Guadalajara is, 5 million people, can feel a little bit intimidating, not in terms of your safety, but just so many people around you all the time. It's nice to be in a smaller community within the city itself. And it seems to be mostly locals present here. I mean, you see a few what might be a tourist running around, but it seems like it's a lot of locals just enjoying a smaller community within Guadalajara. Chunghoy just found this little courtyard area. This is the town hall of Tlaquepaque. And again, don't worry if I'm saying it wrong or whatever, just click the link below this video. There's a walking tour there with all of these places on the tour, so you can walk this same path. As I mentioned, Tlaquepaque is famous for its pottery and blown glass. But while you're there, you must see El Parian. That's what we're looking at right now. It's a plaza lined with columned arcades and surrounded by restaurants and bars. And these are all independently owned bars around one of the largest courtyards I think I've seen. So it's like a commercial establishment with a huge courtyard in the middle, which, as you can see, makes it quite charming. And there's quite a few food selections here. So we may have to sneak back here and eat when we're done with this tour. And in the center, of course, you have what will likely be a mariachi band playing in the evening, because Jalisco, the state we're in, is the home of tequila, mariachi, and pottery. And Chunghoy's getting her shot. What do you think? You like?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Cash?
Pay by bill, okay?
Pay by bill. Oh, you invoice me? So that was 8 ringgit?
$8.5.
Dollars? That's crazy. Yeah. So we had one of our Uber drivers. He was an Amistus dealer. He said, but the market crashed. You can't make money at it anymore. I guess they discovered some other mines that competed with this part of Mexico. Yes, those are piggies. Piggy banks. So we're walking down Independence now, which is supposed to be known for restaurants and coffee shops and bars. It's kind of the social area of the city, other than the parks. As you can see, it's also a shopping area. It's super charming. Uh-oh. You want a coconut? Huh? You want a coconut? Let's see. She's from Asia and I lived there for a number of years and we both love coconuts, so let's have one. Sorry, I missed the part where he's cutting the top off. Looks like he's got ice on them. Well, different species than we're used to drinking. How is it? Is it good? Yeah, it's nice. And there's Hidalgo. He was hidden behind one of the markets. Has the fire of freedom, and with him is a slave. He signed the proclamation, abolition of slavery. So nice work, Hidalgo. Freed Mexico and freed the slaves. That's like mixing George Washington and Lincoln in one man. Impressive. So this is Independence, or Calle Independence, Independence Street in English. And it's supposed to be sidewalk cafes, restaurants, bars, and you're just a few blocks down it from the Hidalgo Garden is a ceramics museum, a second one, I should say, so you're not confused. And also there's an artisan market somewhere around here. We celebrate the dead here, as I have said before. It is definitely a charming little street. I better look at my phone now and see where this artisan place is. Back on Independence. It's just another block to the museum, Ceramics Museum. Charming place. Yeah, that's it. Changhoi found the Museo Regional de la Ceramica. This is our next stop. Or actually maybe the last stop on the tour, but got them out of order, so. You like that? They're painting the trees here. Normally they just paint the bottom pure white so the birds can see bugs crawling up the tree and eat them. Helps protect the tree. But here they're adorning it with other colors and graphics to make it more interesting. One of these is the entrance to the ceramics. It must be over there. I found the door. It's behind me, so I'm gonna go in. Come over here, Chun. So this is a museum of the pottery of this Jalisco state of Mexico. Very fun. Must be the Ark. Who knows? This is all made of pottery. These have been selected by the museum because they're favorites of this area of Mexico. Oh yeah, I love these. I've seen these before. There are animals with human faces on them. You can see. They're also known for their tile, this ceramic painting, painting on ceramics, which is used for tile and pottery. Oh, here's a fun one over here. Okay, so now we're headed to Plaza de Artisans. It's supposed to be a market where artists can rent a small booth if they want and sell their art. So let's check it out. like the umbrellas here in the entryway. It gives you some shade and color. But honestly, most of these shops look more like commercial establishments. I probably couldn't even tell you the name of the artist, but maybe deeper in it gets a little more personalized. Just follow the Chenghui. She'll eventually lead you to the promised land. Oh, it's a restaurant. Show at the back. It's nice. Yeah. It's a little warm, isn't it? Would you rather have something to eat here, or? Yeah, so I guess it's been gentrified. The artists were pushed out when people who could pay more money wanted to rent. But it's still charming. There's a little restaurant in the back. It's a very charming town, no doubt. This is a Friday. It's probably around maybe 3 o'clock. So it's might get a little more crowded on weekends, but it's walkable. Not tripping over people. What do you think? Up here, yeah.
Over there is
more shady, yeah.
Here, any shop is still very hot.
Yeah, that has the beautiful trees, and the walkways all over have overhangs. It's nicer when you have trees around you in this weather. It's not particularly hot. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's probably mid-80s, but when the sun's on you, you can feel it. This is Chenghui's element. We've found the street food, so she'll probably hunt something down she wants. Let's see. Yeah, it's hot. You want to sit in one of these places and get something to cool off? So we came back to El Parian after our tour, and indeed there is a mariachi band playing in the center. So we'll probably have maybe a bite to eat before we head home. What'd you get, Chenghui?
Pork skin.
Pork skin? With hot sauce? Yeah, she doesn't know about the Chenghuing with the condiments.
Let me try.
Okay, I will let you.
I thought it's a pork skin, but it didn't taste like pork.
Doesn't taste like pork? Oh, it doesn't look like pork either. Looks too processed or something. I'm not exactly an expert in pork skin. What is it? It's not flour. Maybe it's corn. Could be corn. Let's see. Is it good?
The spicy is good.
For $1, a whole bag of arena, whatever that is. All right. So this is the Benito Juarez market, Mercado Juarez, and there's 3 stories high. Right now I'm in the fruits and vegetables section, and mostly it's closed. Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock or whatever, 3:30. People are calling it a day. But as you can see, these are independently owned and operated markets, family-owned markets, and everything's here. Oh, look, they have peppers here. You want to get some pepper? Oh, mango's good too. Yeah, get some mango. I'm gonna peek over here in the peppers next door. This is Dan from Vagabond Buddha. Thanks for watching our video. If you see value here, could you please like the video, leave a comment, or subscribe to our channel for more travel videos. If you'd like to get a free walking tour map or a list of things to do, best places to stay, cost of living, best restaurants, or how to make money online, please click the link in the notes below this video or visit Vagabond Buddha. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner?